Hello YouTube, Brothers here. Today I'm going to be making the second video of my multi-tool series, and it will be on one-handed opening multi-tools. So as you've seen with some of my other multi-tools, here I'll use an example of this one, the Leatherman Rev here. Typically, it requires two hands to open it, to get to the pliers, right? And two hands to close. So there has been, through the sort of development of multi-tools, where you can actually deploy the pliers of the multi-tool with one hand. And I'll be covering 3 of such multi-tools that I have. The very first one, sort of more of an economical type or cheaper type of multi-tool, but it's a great one, honestly, in my opinion. It's the, zoom in here, the Gerber Balance. So the Gerber Balance, I think I got this on sale at one point a few years ago. I think it was around $15 or so. It has this little mechanism so you can deploy your pliers and your wire cutters. Pretty simplistic, very easy to operate. I can basically open and close it just with my thumb. And it has most of what I would consider essential tools. So let's close this. And first and foremost, of course, the knife. It's a partially serrated, so it has some serrations halfway to the blade and then a plain blade. It is a sort of lockback system. It doesn't have an actual like lock for the tools. But like I said, this is more of an economical type of solution. So this is the, I guess, medium size. It's not a large size screwdriver. It's a bit style, so you can actually switch from the flat head to the Phillips head. And I like the fact that it's got this sort of extended long arm type, so it's easier to get into places with the screwdriver. And there's also a small head screwdriver on this side. Let me see if we can get to it. You can see here. So this is a smaller Phillips head, and it also comes with a small flat head for like eyeglasses and whatnot. And there's also a bottle opener right here. And then it also has quite nice pair of scissors, actually. So it's got this spring here, and this little notch right here actually prevents the scissor blade, when you put it back, it prevents it from going too far or impacting the spring, which is a nice design, I think, in my opinion. Really strong spring, and you can see it's relatively thick, so very sturdy in terms of scissors. Actually, one of the more impressive, well-built scissors that I've seen in some multi-tools. And then it also has a pair of tweezers. It's got a little bit of texture there for your grip, but it's comparable to most tweezers from like your Swiss Army knife. So it's got more or less the essential tools that you would need on a sort of normal basis. And the one-handed opening and closing is very convenient. So quite a nice tool. I really like this piece. Okay, the Gerber Balance. The next one I want to cover is the Leatherman OHT. OHT basically stands for one-handed tool. So it has two sort of sliders here with a sort of a locking. You have to push the button in to unlock it. There's actually a more sort of permanent locking solution so that you don't accidentally deploy it. You just twist this right here. Sorry, it's kind of, it's not, I think the lock is in place, that's why. So what you would actually do to deploy here, let me zoom out a little bit, is, and just hold down, sort of crimp the two ends and flick it out, and then it deploys the plier heads. And closing is similar. You could just put it back or push it up against something. So there, see, it slides right out. So one hand deployment. This one actually, the Leatherman has the spring action. So it has a spring within the mechanism or the tool itself and the axis. So it will automatically open itself. So all you have to do is apply pressure to close it. The pliers are really nice, and it has a replaceable blade. Let me zoom in here. Replaceable blades for the wire cutter, and you can see how the blades fit against one another. So quite nice. And then another cool thing I personally liked is how it actually, if you pay attention, you can kind of see all the different tools. There's like little symbols for the different tools kind of etched into the tool, the handles themselves. So like right here, you can see the teeth. So that tells me this is the saw. And there you have it, the saw. And it does have a locking mechanism. Each one of them has this sort of liner lock style. So you can actually push it in and unlock it to close it back up. So this is the knife right here. See, so knife blade. And then there's the lock. So it's also a liner lock. Push it into close. And then this is your can opener. And they all lock. So this is your flathead screwdriver. The larger flathead screwdriver. And then this is the small head, or medium if you want to consider it medium, because this is this is the Phillips, and you can see here the symbol here, Phillips. And this is your strap cutter with also a sort of a medium size screwdriver here, flathead. And there's your serrated blade. And this is in a black oxide finish. I actually have this, so it comes with a mole sheath. Zoom out here. Comes with a mole sheath. So I actually have this particular tool as part of my bug out bag or go bag. So quite nice. And then last but not least, my more recent purchase. Let me zoom in here. This one is called the Gerber Center Drive. And it's quite nice. The reason why it's called the center drive is the screwdriver. Okay, so this has a locking mechanism as well, sort of the liner lock type. But the screwdriver, it's a full bit type screwdriver. So it uses on, see if I can get the zoom there. Yeah, it uses normal screwdriver bits. This one is the Phillips head right here. But notice how it curves inward, so it aligns the screwdriver with the center of the tool itself, so that when you're actually rotating it for screwing something or unscrewing something, it's easier to control compared to, let's say, the Leatherman. Where's the Phillips? Right here. You can see if I were to, it's off on an angle, so it's not as easy especially if you need to gain a little bit more leverage. So that's one of the major sell points of the center drive. And this one's the Plus model. So it comes, Plus model comes with a bit set and then a leather sheath and whatnot. But this is also a single hand open. So this just uses one side instead of the two sides for the OHT. I really like these pliers. So here, fully extended. You see here, there's carbide blade cutters, which are also replaceable. So you can replace those blades. The plier head is very grippy. And really solid in terms of the build. It kind of reminds me of the grip or claws of like a robot in like some of those industrial robots. So very like hefty and whatnot. So it's got a good look to it. And then another major sell point for the Center Drive Plus is that it actually has a full-size blade. This one is a sheep's foot style blade, partially serrated, as you can see. So just for a point of comparison, I'm gonna get the blade for the OHT here. You can see that it's substantially larger than the OHT blade. Yeah, so quite nice to have like a full-size blade. Okay, and then it has a nice set of tools here. So because the driver bit, it actually holds and so for the driver, right now this one is the Phillips head, so it has an extra driver bit holder here. Let's see if I can get to it there. So you can basically pull this out and switch it with the Phillips head. I don't want to bang into the camera, so that's why I'm being a little bit more careful. Otherwise it should be relatively easy to pull out. But there you go. So this is the flathead, and it holds the extra bit here, and otherwise all the other tools are here on this side. So it's got a file, so a single pattern type file on this side, and then a double pattern file on this side. And it actually does have a lock for these tools. Let me put this away. I don't want to end up cutting myself or anything. But here, you can see here. So this is actually a locking mechanism. So you just push down and then it unlocks the tool. And then has a pair of scissors. So spring-loaded action. Quite formidable. And it's locked in place, see? So you just have to push the plastic unlocking there. And then another interesting tool here is this. So this is supposed to be a bottle opener. So you can use this as a bottle opener. Nail puller, that's what this part is. That's a nail puller. You can also, because of how the heft and everything, it can be used as a sort of light use pry bar as well. Quite interesting. And then the last tool it has is sort of what they call an awl, but it's like a kind of like a chisel blade actually. Take a look. So it's actually got a little bit of sharpness to it near the tip. Okay. And it's a single hand operation, so you can just close it. Notably larger compared to, like, say, the center drive. You can see here. OHT is kind of in the middle. But I really like the fact that it has the extended screwdriver, and that's really what the sell point is. That's why they call this the center drive. So it has that bar length or extension for the screwdriver, which is one of the major points I like the balance for as well. But you can see here it's notably longer, so you can get to some of the harder to reach places. And this is also centered too, so quite nice. All right. Zooming out. All right. So, I mean, I really like the balance, and like its name, it's a nice balance in terms of fit and function. The only thing is it doesn't come with a sheath, and it doesn't have a pocket clip for the balance. So making it kind of a little bit cumbersome to carry unless you either get a sheath for it or you really prefer to keep this in your pocket, which is kind of awkward for a multi-tool. But otherwise, this one actually checks all the boxes in general. Does not have the spring action for the pliers though. So, but otherwise a very good tool. The OHT, really sturdy in terms of build. I mean, Leatherman brand, very reliable, great warranty. I haven't had to use a Leatherman warranty yet, but you know, it's a vote of confidence having it there. Let's see if I can get this lock working again. Okay, there it goes. You see how I twisted it? So now it's... So that locks it. So I can't deploy the plier heads now. Otherwise here. See? It deploys the plier heads. This one, like I said, comes with that mole sheath. So I keep it for my bug out bag. Really nice. And then the sort of latest purchase is the Center Drive Plus, which is quite good actually. I like the full-size blade. I like the screwdriver design. I really like the plier heads. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of industrial robot arm kind of, or grips. Comes in with a bit set, and so it comes in this rather nice leather sheath. I don't know if you've noticed, I tend to prefer a leather sheath. Part of the reason is that I could use this inside of the leather for stropping of the blade if need be. So having leather sheaths is a major plus in that regard. So you can actually, if you like have a multi-tool that has like a diamond file, and this one, this particular one doesn't, but like most of my other multi-tools like the Leatherman Wave or the Charge, there's the diamond file for it. So you can touch up some of your blades, and then after you do a quick touch up, also strop it on the leather here. So that's one of the reasons why I really prefer leather cases. And it comes with a bit set. So, and you can see here it's got the typical Phillips head, flathead, hex bit, and Torx heads. So pretty much covers most of what you would need. It fits right in. Okay. So here's the Center Drive Plus. Here's the OHT. And finally the Balance. Okay, so these are the one-hand opening multi-tools that I have. Hope you like this video. Definitely leave us comments and like and subscribe our channel. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.